So I want to tell you another story about this path. This path is the path here to my cabin. The phone resting on the windowsill of the cabin from the outside. I've walked this path practically every day for almost 30 years. And certainly every day that I'm here. And often many times a day. And it's one of those paths, I'm sure you have paths in your own life like this, where you just enjoy it. You just, love it really. Sometimes it's going to work, sometimes it's coming home from work, sometimes maybe it's going to school. Incredible path for me. And I know you can see the stones. Someday I'll show you. The stones are so beautiful, how they're structured, how they have broken off, and intermingled with the most incredibly beautiful green moss that in a rain just comes alive with color. And when the sun is out, the sun streaks through the leaves, and it kind of shakes, so that sometimes the sun will hit me and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I'll feel the shade. Magical. It's just so magical, the walk here. And a lot of it is just feeling the air, just being in the air and feeling my limbs walking along. I think the most stunning thing I've learned about this path over the years is that when you look at it, when I look at it, with all of that interaction I've had with every element of the path in winter and spring and summer and fall, I can't see a trace of me looking at it. For all these years, we've had this incredible relationship, and there's not a trace of me there. And you might think, oh gosh, that's sad. And I think it certainly has hit me in that way occasionally. But it's made me think something else about how mysterious our lives are and life is. And for me then, how special the mystery of this path has been for me. What has it been giving me? What has been happening during all of that time? And I realized that the most incredible thing that I've received from all of those passages back and forth along the path, the most incredible thing has been joy. Just the freshness and the joy of each trip. So that, as I said earlier, when someone asks me, well, what's your path, George? I go, this is it right here. This is it right here. And the greatest joy I ever had, of all of the joys, and I can certainly remember many of them, even though they're as subtle as a spring breeze. The greatest joy I ever had was out here on the stoop to my cabin. I heard a voice, and I heard this running along the path. And it was one of my daughters with her golden hair flying in the wind and running and running and running to me and breathless coming to me and saying, Daddy, Daddy, you got to come. You got to see this. It's incredible. Come. I don't even remember what it was that she wanted me to see. It was just such an incredible experience to have your daughter want to share something remarkable with you. Such joy. Perhaps in closing, I'll just take a little walk down the path. joy is so ephemeral. It's so light. And yet maybe it's the most important thing of all that we have in life, that we experience, and that we want to bring, to find for ourselves and for others, whether in nature or in family and friends.